James Twin for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable true school sports empire. And y'all know the rest, man. Now listen. I wanted to talk about this fight. October 25th. It's going to be a momentous occasion, so make sure you mark your calendars and make your plans accordingly. Because I think it is a good heavyweight scrap. It's going to be out there in London, out in the UK. And let's talk about it. You got Joseph Parker, one of the realest fighters in boxing today. He's always stepping up to the plate. He's always fighting anybody, anywhere, anytime, any place. And he's doing it again. And he's doing it, against an opponent who really and truthfully, if we're being honest, is not as big of a name as, like, let's say Zhang or Wilder or some of the guys he's been beating as of late. But it's still a dangerous fight for Parker, and it's a good fight for Parker because he's taking on none other than Fabio Wardley, Ipswich Town's very own Fabio Wardley. Wardley, for him, this is the big one. This is the fight that gets him into the big leagues of the heavyweight division. This is his first fight against a former world champion. So let's break this fight down and let's try to make sense of it and what it means for boxing, heavyweight boxing at large. So we'll start with I'll actually start from, we'll start with the fight itself, right? So one advantage that Parker has had over a lot of these heavyweights like, Zhang, even Wilder to a degree, because I think Wilder has lost some speed as he's trying to bulk up and he's trying to change his style a little bit. He doesn't have the speed he had years ago. And normally, when you get older, you lose your speed and your reflexes as a fighter. But one advantage that Parker has over a lot of these guys is that he always has the speed advantage. But what's really been getting him over the hump is he's been able to find a way now at this later stage of his career to maintain that speed advantage, but also now do it with just the right amount of muscle on his frame. So now he's not quite as light as he was early in his career. Because when he fought guys like Dillian White early in his career, he would get pushed back. Sometimes he would get a little bit gun shy. And I think now that he has the right amount of weight on him, and he believes in what Andy Lee is teaching him, that they develop chemistry in the gym. I feel like Parker has found his best boxing in the later stages of his career. So there's that. Now, the reason why this fight's difficult for him against Wardley is because Wardley is not, a big old Zhang. He's not a fat, out of shape Martin McCauley. No, Wardley's actually got a similar build to Parker. Parker's pushing about 6'4", 245, 250. Wardley's about 6'5". He's not a small heavyweight, but he's not a super heavyweight. And Wardley's a guy that relies on things like speed, work rate, punch output. Some of the same things that gets Joseph Parker over the hump in his fights are some of the same things you could say that get Fabio Wardley over the hump in his fights. So I think Parker could have to win this fight in a bit of a different way. And that's the intriguing thing about this fight is, can Parker mentally also, can Parker mentally stay motivated for this fight? Because let's think about it from the Parker side of things. Parker, deep down in his spirit, he probably feels like, I beat Zhang, I beat Wilder, I beat McCauley. I should be afforded the opportunity to get my shot at Usyk, which I think he should. I think Turkey's kind of screwed him over, and that's another video for another subject for another video. But he's taking a step down, because if he beats Wardley's a good fighter. But let's be real, like Wardley at this point in his career, he's beat Justice Hooney. He was losing that fight. He's beat Fraser Clark. He's beat a couple guys on the domestic, British, European level, but he's never really, cemented himself as a world level guy. So this fight really means more for him. So I think that the challenge of Parker, apart from the in the ring stuff, mentally is going to be maintain that same fire, that same hunger, and just understand that, look, if you want to get to Usyk, if you want to get to those big fights, you got to get to Wardley, right? Because this is who's been put in front of him. And a lot of times in the boxing world, these promoters, these matchmakers, they're not going to work with you. You may feel like you've done enough or you should have more options available, but they're not going to do that with you. They're not going to work with you. A lot of times the promoters will say, or not promoters, but the matchmakers will say, you know what? These are your options. I can't do no more for you. You either shut up and take it or you don't fight at all. And a lot of times fighters get put in a position where they take fights maybe that aren't against the best interest, that are against the best interest, right? And I'm favoring Parker to win. I think Parker, you know, as good as Wardley is, I saw enough in that Justice Hooney fight where I felt like if Parker shows up anywhere close to his best, he's beating Fabio Wardley. Fabio Wardley, on the other hand, has to be the best Fabio Wardley he's been, because I still think Parker is smarter than him. I think Parker in this fight is a slightly bigger puncher than him. It's been proven on the world-class level. Wardley's never really been proven on the world-class level. So if I gotta make a prediction for this fight, I'm gonna say Joseph Parker beats Fabio Wardley on points, maybe even a late stoppage. I think Wardley will be determined. You gotta respect Wardley, right? Because Wardley's a guy that comes from white-collar boxing. That's very difficult to do in this day and age. Came from white-collar boxing, doesn't have no big amateur background, did a lot of learning on the job. And the fact that he even got this far is an accomplishment within itself. But if he, so for the way I see it for Wardley, he's playing with house money. If he loses, he's supposed to lose. But if he wins, oh my God, now you're talking about Fabio Wardley beating a former world champion, and now Fabio Wardley would find himself right smack dab in the middle of the top names in the heavyweight division as far as being a contender. So it's a big fight for him. And I think stylistically, this is going to be a fight where I think that the punch output will actually be high. These are two of, I would say, in the top 15 heavyweights, I would say Parker and Wardley are two of the higher output guys. These are fighters that can put the numbers together as far as punch output. So I don't think it's going to be like it's not going to be a heavyweight fight where it's two big lumbering guys looking to land one big shot. I think it's going to be a fight where it's going to be guys letting the leather fly, and I think in this fight, whoever is the more durable wins. I think it's as simple as that. I think this fight will come down to conditioning, as many fights do, and as they say, fights are won in the gym. I think this fight will come down to conditioning, and whoever has a better conditioning will win, and whoever's more durable will win. I think the more durable guy is Parker. But I think it's a chance for Wardley to show to the world that, you know what, hey, I'm a lot better than you guys. A lot of you guys think I am, and I'm not just some regular random Ipswich heavyweight. I'm here to stay, and I'm here to be a war level guy, and I'm here to make some noise in the heavyweight division. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. I got Parker in this fight, but you know, are any of you guys putting Joseph Parker on upset alert? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe. You won't be disappointed.